Alright guys, after having a look into this speed resolution season patch notes, I feel like I had to make this video comparing both the Hennessy Venom F5 and the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut, because both cars are about to arrive into the game through different methods. One is about to arrive through a time limited event and the other car is about to arrive through a special event, as we got the chance to see on my previous video. And both events will take place at the same time within Asphalt Legends. So I'd say to myself, maybe guys, you should be able to compare how each one of these cars feel while being driven at max stars in order to decide whether it's worth going for one car or the other one, since as I have just said, both cars will arrive into the game around the same time. So with nothing else to add, let's jump straight into it. Okay, so first of all, I will begin with the Hennessy Venom F5. One of the oldest strong kings we got the chance to experience within Asphalt Legends. The Hennessy Venom F5 got the chance to hold the crown for like the longest period before being dethroned by the Devil 16, I think it was. But guys, I have some doubts because as we could see on the patch notes, this theoretical comeback of the Hennessy Venom F5 will arrive through a time limited event. Let's remember, not a special event, meaning that there is a possibility where there might not be no token packs associated with this specific Blue Monday event, meaning that we might get no chance to unlock or spend tokens to obtain the Hennessy Venom F5. And I think that's quite important because I have played a ton of time limited events through my life as an Asphalt Legends player, and sure thing, for some time limited events, Gameloft released token packs for everyone to purchase on the shop, but for many other time limited events, Gameloft released absolutely nothing, either because the cards were too good or just because the time limited events were not special enough. So I don't really understand from which point came the thing of saying, oh, the Hennessy Venom F5 is making a comeback. I mean, the car is making a comeback because we all guys will get the chance to play with it on a time limited event, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the car itself will be available for everyone to unlock through token packs, because there is no way Gameloft will give all the 85 blueprints you need to unlock this Hennessy Venom F5 on the time limited event itself. I know that the time limited event lasts like 6 days, which is a bit more than I anticipated, but that doesn't necessarily mean that there will be token packs available for you guys to purchase in the game shop. That's why I would like to make a call for caution, because as I have just said, there is a real chance that there are no token packs whatsoever, and thus many people will be highly disappointed because I know that the Hennessy Venom F5 is a huge car within Asphalt Legends because it has huge floating capabilities, the drift radius is extremely sharp, and the nitro duration used to be better, then Gameloft nerfed it, but still the nitro duration is slightly better than most of the other top tier S-Class cars that are placed around this Hennessy Venom F5. So yeah, that's another strong point this car has, but on the other side, the handling is not like top tier, mostly because of the insane top speed this car has, which is one of the things that makes this Hennessy Venom F5 one of the strongest cars you can aim for within S-Class. But on the other side, it's a car that has been significantly harder to obtain than all the other cars around it, aside from the Dry Syndicate ones, because of precisely how good the performance of this car is, and that is what made Gameloft to gatekeep this car for so many years. Obviously, it is an extremely worthy car, there is no doubt about that, but on the other side, I'm assuming there is a real opportunity for many of you guys to unlock this Hennessy Venom F5 through an unlikely scenario where token packs arrive through this Blue Monday time limited event. You have the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut special event on the other side of the road, meaning that there are two extremely competitive, extremely powerful cars available at the very same time within Asphalt Legends, because let's remember that the Blue Monday time limited event will start the 19th of January 2026 and the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut special event will begin just 3 days later, the 22nd of January 2026, meaning that for a couple of days you will have both the time limited event where the Hennessy Venom F5 will be available, and at the same time you will have the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut special event taking place right on the special events tab, meaning that you will have two opportunities in the theoretical scenario where the Hennessy Venom F5 appeared in some token packs within the shop, and also you will have the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut, whose packs will be likely blocked because, as I said, since it's it's an special event car, you will have to meet a certain amount of conditions before being able to access the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut packs. But you know, now that we are talking a bit more about the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut itself, I don't really think it's a worthy moment to have a look into its performance. You know, both the Hennessy Venom F5 and the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut have quite poor acceleration values, mostly because both cars are top speed oriented, meaning that those cars' goal is not to be agile like the Ferrari SF90 Stradale or the Pininfarina Battista, which have way more powerful acceleration values as well as handling and whatnot. But you know, the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut has something that, as many of you guys might know, the Hennessy Venom F5 doesn't. You know, the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut is not the most floaty car of Asphalt Legends. Many of you guys already got the chance to experience it on any free tries multiplayer where the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut arrived. But the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut has some sort of superpower, which is the fact that if you drift on a straight line, which is something you can do by steering from one side into the other one really quickly so you can maintain a straight line, the car starts to accelerate instead of losing speed, meaning that you can recover speed way faster than any other car that doesn't have this kind of superpower, you know. And the Hennessy Venom F5 obviously doesn't have this superpower, but on the other side, it can retain huge amounts of speed, mostly thanks to how floaty the Hennessy Venom F5 is, which the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut isn't. But if, for example, you have to wall ride at some point in some maps, the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut can gain speed while drifting, because if you do a wall ride and you push the drift button intermittently, from time to time you will gain massive amounts of top speed, which is something that will never happen with the Hennessy Venom F5. So you could certainly tell that each one of these cars have some sort of superpower, because while the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut is not floaty whatsoever. So yeah, the Hennessy Venom F5 is like the perfect embodiment of floatiness combined with a huge nitro value for the top speed it has, and also you have a massive top speed, just as I have just said, meaning that in general it's just extremely powerful if you have the right skills, which is something quite important, because as you can see on these races, the skills I have are quite casual, are not the very top tier skills you will get the chance to see among the players of this community, because I really never pay too much attention into the competitive side of Asphalt Legends, and thus my skills are not top tier. So yeah, that's something you all need to keep in mind, because I know that some of the people who watch me are way more skilled than I am, but you know, maybe don't have the same cars that I already own on my garage at Gold Max. So if I were you guys, the decision of which car to pick in order to spend all your tokens goes like this. If you have less than 100,000 tokens, which is the bare minimum you will need in order to unlock the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut from its special event, assuming you don't have any of the required cars, because let's remember that if you don't have any of the 6 cars you will need to achieve all the milestones within the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut special event, you will have a tough time even getting the key, because I can already see at this point that the key of the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut will be placed at the 100% milestone within the event, meaning that you will have to complete every single milestone from every single stage of the special event in order to be able to unlock the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut. I mean, we will get the definitive answer once the special event arrives, but seeing how good the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut is and how expensive it used to be to unlock in the past, I will be extra careful and, you know, just assume that it will be placed at the 100% milestone within the special event. On the other hand, we have the Hennessy Venom F5 that, on the unlikely scenario where there are token packs associated with this time limited event, well, in that case, assuming 10 packs of the Hennessy Venom F5 cost like 900 tokens, well, it will take basically like 40 to 50,000 tokens just to completely max out the Hennessy Venom F5 from scratch. I know that many of you guys got the Hennessy Venom at 2 stars, 3 stars from the spotlight where it appeared a couple of months ago. So yeah, for many of you guys, that could be a bit cheaper to completely max out the Hennessy Venom F5. But if you don't have the Hennessy Venom F5 at all, it will take between 40 to 50,000 tokens just to completely max the car, assuming the packs cost 900 tokens every 10 packs. Well, I expect some Hennessy Venom F5 blueprints to arrive through that time limited event, like on the event itself, but I don't fully expect any token packs to arrive on the shop. I am sorry guys, you know that I try to be as realistic as possible, and sometimes it's just better to be a bit more pessimistic in order to be right than to be fully optimistic and then, you know, see how there are no token packs whatsoever. So yeah, it all depends on how many tokens you already have. If for example you have some of the requirements cards and you have 80,000 tokens, you could be able to lock the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut from the special event itself. But that is if you have some of the requirements already unlocked or even at some stars, because if you don't have any of those, it will likely cost you 100,000 tokens. Well, it will take like 40 to 45,000 tokens just to completely max the Absolute itself, but we are yet to see how many blueprints will be included within the special event itself, so it might be a bit less, maybe even 30,000 tokens or something like that, which is quite cool for a powerful card as it's the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut. But up to this point, it was just my opinion in regard to both these cards. I might not have the best skills to tame both of them, but you know, the percentage of players who are able to get the maximum potential out of these cards are maybe 0.5, 0.3% of all the Asphalt Legends players that play the game on a weekly basis. So I should not worry that much, because both of these cards are extremely powerful on their own, and as you could see on these races, even if you are not a top tier player, you can still win races with both of these cards, so it will be fun either way. Now it's your turn guys, let me know which card would you choose in the comment section and explain to me why would you go for this card. So now let me know which one would you pick, and I will see you really soon as usual with much more Asphalt content. Goodbye guys.